Hey, it's Meatball.
And Mark.
And this is the Rocker Morning Show on demand from 107.7 RKR.
Michael, you're on with Meatball.
Meatball, how are you?
I'm good. Michael Cartellone, how are you, man?
I'm doing fine.
Founding member of the Damn Yankees, a band we're familiar with here in Michigan, and a legendary drummer for Lynyrd Skynyrd, continuing the 50th anniversary with another upcoming tour, or continuing tour, rather. Welcome to the Rocker Morning Show, man.
Well, thank you, my friend. Not only is it continuing, but I'm sitting in a hotel in Biloxi, Mississippi, where Lynyrd Skynyrd and ZZ Top are playing tonight.
Oh my gosh, that's you guys. Okay, so are we coming up? Is this 10 years now? The 50th anniversary? Is that?
Not quite.
Okay.
But I will tell you that we are very fortunate and very happy that the fans want to continue to hear this great music that the Lynyrd Skynyrd legacy has delivered.
Cool, very cool. Now, before we get too in-depth with Lynyrd Skynyrd, I want to talk to you real quick. Earlier this week, we found out we were going to be talking to you. We had your other Damn Yankees bandmate, Tommy Shaw, on with us.
Very good.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about the Damn Yankees. Now, obviously, Ted Nugent from Michigan. Tommy told us that he lived in Niles, Michigan for a little bit. I know you're originally from Cleveland, Ohio, but did you ever spend any extended time in the state of Michigan while you guys were doing the Damn Yankees thing?
Yeah, endless amounts of time in Michigan.
I mean, I can imagine, with Ted living here, but...
Oh yeah, no. When Damn Yankees were first working on songs for the first album, we spent weeks on end at Ted's place writing songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely a Michigan through line with Damn Yankees history, no question about it.
Did he ever take you up into the Upper Peninsula and go hunting or anything?
I will tell you, one time Ted took myself and Tommy Shaw and Jack Blades bear hunting.
Oh.
No, it wasn't bear hunting.
Okay.
It was wild boar. We were in the middle of the woods in Northern California, if memory serves.
Yeah.
And the three of us were making so much noise that I think we were just ruining Ted's whole morning. And at one point, we looked around at one point, and he was gone. He just abandoned us in the middle of the woods because we were making so much noise. So that's it. He only took us out once, and I think now you know why.
Leave it to Ted Nugent to prioritize hunting over hanging out with his bandmates,
Truly.
All right, let's talk about Skynyrd a little bit. You joined the band back in 1999, and obviously, Johnny was fronting the band by then. Billy Powell was still alive. Ricky Medlock had just joined a few years before that. Can you talk about kind of the chemistry of the band at that time when you joined? Because it was seemingly like a cool period in this band where, some of the old guard was still there, but then some of the newer guys were coming in before, eventually Peter and Mark as well.
Well, truly. So I should mention Leon Wilkeson, God bless him, was still with us.
Yeah.
Gary Rossington, of course, God bless him, was still with us. So when I joined the band, it was 98, actually.
Oh, 98, okay.
When I joined so there were three original members in the band when I joined. And then with Ricky Medlock and Huey Thomason, rest in peace, Huey from the Outlaws, of course, we had a really interesting mix of newer guys that had street cred, like Ricky and Huey and myself, combining with the original members. It was a really great time. And the very first thing we did was an album together called Edge of Forever.
Yeah.
And, the thing that I quickly learned was the way to be in Lynyrd Skynyrd was to acknowledge and always pay tribute to the great music that was already in place.
Right.
And it was an easy band to kind of define my role within because of the history that had preceded my joining. And it's been wonderful. I'm in the band 26 years now, and I couldn't be happier about it.
There is such a legacy and a lore behind Lynyrd Skynyrd, and I know, you just said it, you've been in the band 26 years. Do you still feel kind of a sense of weight at all going out to represent one of the most well-known rock and roll bands in history?
Well, there definitely is a huge sense of pride to go out there and play Freebird every night. And it's become a very natural, instinctual thing for me after all these years.
Yeah.
Every night is a wonderful experience.
But you guys are definitely having fun out there too. You're touring with ZZ Top, they're celebrating, I think, 55 years this year of being a band. The Sharp Dress Simple Man tour, I believe it's coming to Pine Knob in September, and then you're going to be at Soaring Eagle Casino in August as well. What's it like being out, on the road with those guys? It's
been wonderful, Meatball. We have toured Skynyrd and ZZ together over the years many, many times, and I've known the ZZ Top guys since Damn Yankee days.
Yeah.
Come out and see Damn Yankees all the time. The bands were all friends together. I think the fans have enough common thread that it kind of ties the audience together because they're fans of both bands. And I will tell you, we have, just in the past week, we've started doing a really fun thing, and that is Billy Gibbons is joining Skynyrd on stage and playing Call Me the Breeze.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great moment.
Now, whose idea was that? Was that Billy being like, hey, I should come out there and play with you guys?
I'm just going to say yes.
I mean, either way, that's a legendary moment, man. That's a cool thing to see on a show like that.
Yeah, it's a great moment, and I know Billy's having fun with it, and I think it's safe to say that when we get up into Michigan, people will see that happen.
It's such a cool pairing, too, between these two bands, because while they are, sonically quite different, they are kind of like heritagely, if that's a word, the same, because they both, Skynyrd and ZZ Top both kind of represent two parts of a different Southern kind of rock sound, which just, I don't know, the pairing for this tour is just perfect.
Well, thank you. I feel it is a perfect pairing. We also, right now on this bill, we have Blackstone Cherry as the opening act, and they're a great band, so it's a lot of bang for the buck. Aside
from doing Skynyrd, you've worked with a ton of other icons over the years. A record I actually just listened to the other day and I wanted to ask you about, it's called We'll Rap Over Hard Rock for Food, that you did with Chuck Mosley, the late Chuck Mosley, previously of Faith No More. I learned that you played on that record, and it's such a cool album, but it's very different from a lot of the other things that you did. What drew you to that project?
The guy who was producing it, Michael Seifert, is an old friend of mine from my hometown, Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
And he asked me if I wanted to come in and work on that record, and it was very fun because, as you say, it was very different for me. And I actually have had the good fortune to do a lot of different recording over the years with a lot of different artists stylistically, and adding that one into the mix was pretty great.
Yeah, good to get Chuck on that resume too, because he was such a unique dude. It's a shame that we lost him, but man, I can only imagine what it was like working with him in the studio.
It was a great experience.
Yeah.
It was a great experience.
Well, Lynyrd Skynyrd is continuing their 50th anniversary tour, going on, I believe, close to 10 years now of that. The Sharp Dress Simple Man tour with ZZ Top coming September 13th to Pine Knob, and maybe a little closer to home, August 9th, Soaring Eagle Casino. So make sure you get your tickets now. Michael Cartellone, thank you so much for your time today, man. We look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Baseball.
All right, take care, man.